Hello, good evening, friends. How's everybody doing tonight? Hoping you guys are having a great week so far. This is Sandy from Ledoux Designs. And tonight, I thought that we'd just have a little fun. Hi, Leslie. Thought we'd have a little fun tonight coloring up some of these cute little Popples. I don't know if you guys remember those from when you were a kid, but they're so cute. And they were called Popples, and you could take them and turn them inside out. Hi, Beth. And I thought they were just adorable, so I thought it would be super fun to just play around with coloring these up tonight. So I just chose two. I chose two that were kind of facing each other because I wanted to put them on the card kind of like they're looking at each other. So I chose these two. That's the only reason why I did it. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Beth. So that's why I chose these two. It was really hard because I kind of wanted to just do them all. But the cool part is that they come in all colors. You know, they're all bright and pretty colors. So I thought that would be super fun tonight. So this is a Sassy Club stamp set. It was part of their most recent release, I think. Sandra, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I thought it was from the most recent release. And at first I didn't remember them. You know, I mean, I was like, where are they from? I know I've seen stuff like them, but I wasn't really sure. And then it came to me because I used to work in a toy store when I was in high school. So I was like, oh, I've seen those. I remember they were such a hot commodity when I worked there. Everybody wanted them. So tonight we're going to play with some bright colors. We're going to color them up. One's going to be blue, one's going to be pink, but they're going to have yellow and orange and all kinds of bright, bright colors. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully you can hang out for a bit. Zoom in so you guys can see them up close. The eyes are not drawn in, so we'll have to create those with the, you know, pupils and all that good stuff, but it's pretty easy and we'll go through that so you won't have to worry about figuring that out on your own. But I'm pretty sure these are available currently now on the website if you like them once we get rolling. So I think we'll start with this one, and we're gonna make this one, the majority is gonna be pink. They are cute and they're fun, and you can color them any way you want. This one's going to be the pink one, so we're going to start with this one just because, you know, why not? We can do whatever we want. All right, so I'm going to start with the hair, and the hair is going to be orange. I know, I'm going to pick some crazy colors tonight, so just be ready for some craziness. But I figured we did a lot of skin and hair recently, so why not do something just a little bit of fun? So I have YR68, YR16, YR65, and then I'm going to throw this YR21 in because I feel like just throwing a little bit of yellow in there might make it super cool. You already know I'm going to color them amazing. I hope so. I have not played with them. I just opened them up right before the live, and I was like, well, this will be fun. So here we go. YR68 to start with. And we're going to do the hair and the bottom of the feet with the orange. And maybe a little part of the tail too. So I'm just going to get some of this darker color in here. These don't really look like people's hair when you look at the little stuffed animals, but we're going to give it a little bit of that just because I like being able to see the strands of hair. So we're going to do that, even though we don't really have to. So know that if you have yours and you want to do it, you do not have to go all detailed on the hair. You can do it however you want. So I guess I was feeling in a, you know, kind of a I always say spontaneous mood about coloring something super fun, because Dale and I were watching Disney. We were watching Enchanted, and I was like, how fun will it be to just color something super fun? So that is why I chose to do this tonight. YR16 is next, and I might take this off because I think it's gonna bug me. This is just a standard grip mat from the dollar store, so if I ruin this sticky, I have like 5 more of them, so I'm not really all that worried about it. Just going to do brush strokes to get those elongated lines so we can blend the hair easily. And like I said, we're only going to give it a little bit of the yellows, so we technically don't have to do a whole lot with that. That's just going to be like the highlight is going to be yellow. So we can just go. But that Enchanted movie is so cute. We watched part 1 last night. We were watching part 2 tonight. Lots of Disney going on in our house most of the time. We're big Disney fans. Hey, Beth. Welcome, welcome. YR65 is next. And I went a little out of the lines right there, but we'll fix that with the colorless blender here in just a couple of minutes. So I'm not really all that worried about it. However, that ear is going to be like, well, I was going to do it pink, but I guess I could do it blue. So it would be covered up anyway. You know, we can always work around it. Never worry. You can always make something just a different way of coloring it if you make a mistake. So no big deal. I don't ever let that worry me. I've only thrown away 1 thing that I've colored ever, maybe 2. Because most of the time I just find a different way to show it, and then I make it something different. I may have to color it again for what I originally wanted it for, but I just don't throw anything away. I feel like I work too hard. I don't want to throw it away. Some end up in little books in my house so I can reference them back when, you know, I want to look at progress and stuff like that. So I just don't ever throw anything away that I color. I feel like I work too hard on that, and you guys probably know exactly what I mean by that. Okay, I'm going to use this brand new colorless blender I have because somehow I have lost one in my craft room. I mean, how that's even possible, I don't know, because I've already cleaned up my craft room and I didn't find it, but you know, it happens to the best of us. So these Popples usually had 2 different colored tails. Like, it was usually like split in half. So we're gonna do that, even though it doesn't show that on the actual image, but we're gonna do it anyway because I feel like it just will be cute. And since they were like that when they were stuffed animals, we're just gonna follow along with that and do it like it would have been way back in. So I've gone over that a couple of times just to reinforce that dark between the other color that'll be there, which will be the pink that we talked about earlier. I want you to be able to see like the little feet. You can't see the other one, so we don't have to color that one. But these are the only 3 areas that we're gonna make in this orange color. So back to the YR16 again. And since it's on the feet, I'll probably be a little bit darker, so I'll use this one, the YR16 for my around the outside, where I used the YR65 for around the outside on the top, because I want to keep it just a little bit darker. I mean, it is under the feet. So here's the YR65. So how's everybody doing? How's everything been going? I've been so busy, I feel like I haven't even had a chance to come up for air. But I'm here. And you know, I'm always open for any suggestions. If there's anything you want to see colored, just let me know. Then I can tell people ahead of time what we're going to color in case they want to color along. But if I don't have something on the agenda, then I just kind of make it up as I go along. So I don't have a pre-busy one. It's been a busy week and it's only Tuesday. Yes, I get it. I totally understand. It has been a very busy week. This ended up being a little more yellow than I wanted, so I'm just barely touching it with this YR65 to kind of darken up that foot. You loved coloring with me? That's awesome. Yay. Yeah, we should do that again. That was fun. I liked being able to tell everyone what we were going to color before we colored it. And that will happen more when when I open the shop up and stuff like that, then I'll be able to announce what we're going to color sometimes. Because I'll know, it'll usually be something we have in the shop. And then when it's back to the Sassy Club, I can let you guys know. But, yeah, there's just a little bit of now I just can color anything I want. And I just don't know what I want to do. You're on time? Yes. And look at all the crafty peeps here. Hey, Beth. I got 2 Beths. I got 2 Beths here. Okay, we're going to do the belly in yellow. And we're going to do the hands, that part of the hands in the color of the ears. So that's why I didn't do the hands yet. So this one is going to be a little bit of yellow on the belly, and I want to make it a little bit fuzzy. So we're just going to build that kind of like that line where the neck would be, since it isn't drawn out for you. And I know that sometimes Sandra keeps her images very simple without all of the lines that would technically make it exactly that same as the Popples are in the store. But that's so you can use your imagination and make it however you want, which I think is super cool. Because then you're not tied to, oh, it has this line or that line or whatever. You can design them however you want. You could give them spots if you wanted or anything. So I really like that. Yes, and it would be fun for us to all. But it's coming soon. It's not going to happen in May, but June is the target. So it's, rapidly approaching time. Things are in the process of being made and entered on the website and stuff. So we'll have a lot to share with you guys when everything gets rolling, which we're getting there. And I'm so excited. So it'll be a lot of fun. I guess I should have told you guys what colors I'm using. I sort of skated on past that. Sorry about that. I used Y08, Y06, and Y04. And the reason that I used those instead of the Y15, 13, and 11 that I normally use is because these ones tend to be a darker yellow. And those tend to be a much lighter yellow, and I wanted this yellow to be a bit more vibrant. In fact, I'm going to add this FYG1 just over the top to kind of make it even just a tad bit more vibrant. I love these fluorescent colors. I know people don't use them a lot, but I love them. So I sneak them in every now and then just because they're so much fun. I want to do the blue color next. So we're going to do the eyes blue, this ear blue, and the little palms of the hands blue. And I've chosen B45, B52, and B41 as my colors for the blue. Keeping it all a little bit on the soft side, even though pastel really isn't technically my forte. I'm trying to keep it sort of in a bit more of a pastel colors. So, so you guys can see how that is. But I'm really all about the pop, which goes really well with the Poppins. But I like that pop of color, so I like those colors to be really vibrant. Although I felt like in this case, they'd just be cute if they were soft. So that is why we're doing it much different than I normally color things. Usually I use a lot of dark colors and purples, and I don't think very many of the Poppins were purple. And just to be crazy, we're not even going to color the other ear the same color. So, because these were always strange colors, you know, not typical of what you would normally see. And I'm going to go ahead and start the eye. I want to do the eyes rather simple, so I'm going to put the dark part at the top, and we'll fill in the pupil of the eye last. So we'll just go ahead and get those eyes going. Oh my goodness, so off subject, but I love your nail color. Oh, thank you. I mean, it's my favorite one, so I kind of left it on longer than I should have. As you can see, it's all grown out. So on Thursday night, I will have different color on there because I'm going to get them done tomorrow. So Thursday, the nails will be different. But I left them a little longer because it's my favorite one that she does for me, and I like to change them every time to a different color, so I knew I wouldn't have them on again. So it's been about three and a half weeks. Yeah. So I'll be doing some more speed coloring videos after I change my nails because they just look too bad for that right now. But thank you. I appreciate it. I do love this color too, though. I get it. Go over it more than once just to keep that like darker color in there. I love this B52 marker. It has a greenish hint to it, so it kind of changes things up a bit, and I tend to use it with a lot of other colors just to give a different look. I love it though. So if you haven't tried yours, you should, because it is a lot of fun. It's really good for sky, almost like on a rainy day, a cloudy sky. It works really great for that. I like it a lot. Oh, and by the way, there was someone who asked me about Copic markers. I think it was one of you Beth girls. One of the Beths. And I usually use Violetta ink, and they have a sale right now. I'm going to be posting what that sale is. I think it's like the Y's and the YRs maybe. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I'll post it in the group though. I downloaded the graphic art for it. So they're having a sale on those. If you use the code that I post, you save 10% on that color family. But I also found out that Artful Angel, and I can give you that link as well. Beth Squared. That's right. Artful Angel also has some Copic sketch markers, and theirs are very comparative price-wise to Violetta ink. So you could try either of those places. Both sell refills as well. So if you need the refills, you can get those there. I think there's a wider variety at Violetta ink, but you can still get them either place. So I feel like these eyes are a little lighter than I wanted them to be. So I'm going to go over with the darkest color one more time, because you can always go darker. You can't go lighter. So, I mean, I say that, but you can to an extent. You can sometimes lighten some colors with a Copic marker that has a lot more colorless blender, but be cautious when you do it, because sometimes when you do that, you wash it out and it becomes speckled and you can't fix that. So you have to really know which ones you can do and how they work before you do it. Grays you can usually lighten. There we go. Now we have some cute little eyes. I like them. I like them. I like them. I missed the hand. Fully aware I missed the hand. So we're just going to finish that now with our B52 and then our B41. You know, I don't miss them when I'm coloring like that unless I'm on a live, and it's just because I'm distracted by talking to you guys and coloring at the same time, and so I tend to miss something. But feel free to ever chime in if you see me miss something. I'm sure we'll catch it eventually, but if we already have the markers out, it's super great to catch it then. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put any green on this girl, so I'm going to put two different shades or types of pink we're going to put on here. So I had only pulled out R22, 21, and R01 for the first set, but I think I want to go slightly darker. So I'm going to pull R24 as well, because I think I need a little bit more for this shadow color. This is me unable to do pastel colors. I still feel like I need the darker color. Okay, so I'm going to start with the nose. This is going to look red, but when we get done, it'll be pink. And then inside the mouth, because this little guy is going to be pink, we're just going to go ahead and do the inside of the mouth in the red. I'm going to make the cheeks lighter than the rest of the little guy. And I could have used maybe like an RV instead. That would have kept this a little bit more on the pink side and a little bit less on the red side. But I don't know, I just grabbed this one first. We're not going to do the ear because the ear is going to be a different set of pinkish colors that I've chosen. So I'm just putting a bit of shadow in here in a few places. I'm not going to use a lot of this red because I really just want it for that that shadow area. So just in the small little places. This one under the ear probably, because it'll be shadowed there and under the neck. I'm going to put just a tad bit right here. Some up here underneath this little yellow guy right here. And then right here where the feet are overlapping, and then the bottom of the feet. Maybe right here a little bit. And then we have the little tail, and we have to put a little bit in the tail. I know, right, Adele? Yes, Popples, aren't they cute? I'm going to do the tail, the actual tail part right there, the same color as this ear, so we're skipping that for now. But we are going to put a little bit, we are going to make this the same color as the body, the little pom-pom. I know, they're from the Sassy Club. They're so cute, and there's so many more. This is just the two that I chose, but the set has a bunch of them in there. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it has them all popped up, like squished up in the little balls here, and a smaller one right there. They're so cute, and they're so fun. R22. So I don't know if you guys notice, but whenever I post that I'm going live, I usually try to put something in the description that says something about what I'm doing that night. So that's why I said we're going to have a popping good time, because we were going to do the Popples. So I try to give you a little bit of a hint. If it's intriguing, then more people will click on it, and then you'll get to see what it is. So I try to make it fun. I'm going to go underneath these little cheeks that are so cute. And then we'll color in a little bit more. I think this is coming out very nicely. It is looking a lot more pastel, like I like. I mean, like I wanted it to. It's not really necessarily something that I normally do, but I feel like I'm getting it a little bit pastel. Sometimes I get done and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't pastel, but I tried. But I'm hoping that this one will be. And I mean, they're so cute, and yours can be whatever color you want. So I don't have to do them pastel. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of something different than what we normally do. Now I'm going to put this pink around the belly instead of that red we were using. And I'm softening that red up with this R22, but it's still going to leave a bit of a shadow, which is what I needed, a little bit more shadow. And it's not even going to look like I used R24 because it's going to be so pink. And I haven't decided on our card just yet. I have the colors, like the background paper and stuff that I wanted to use, so I have that stuff out. I just haven't chosen anything, so we'll choose that on the live. I didn't think it would take us too long to get these cute little Popples colored up, because we're not doing skin and we don't have a lot of hair, and I figured it would be pretty easy to get through these little guys, so we could make it into a card tonight. So I'm gonna wait until the next colors to do the cheeks, just so it's a big enough variation. What are Popples? They're adorable. Okay, so when I was a kid, this is probably gonna tell my age, but these little stuffed animals, they had a pouch on their back. And you couldn't really see it. It looked like part of their skin, but you could reach down in it and flip it over and put their whole body inside the little pocket. So all you saw was their head. Kind of like, there's a picture of it on this one. See? And then when you untucked them, it just went and looked like it was part of their back. And they were just the cutest little stuffed animals that we had when we were a kid. And they just called them Popples because you could pop them out or pop them in their little case. So if you've never heard of them, just Google Popples. It'll come up. And you'll be able to see them. They were really cute. They had the most adorable little faces, and they were all bright colors. There weren't any dark ones or sad ones. They were all like super happy and cute and bright colors, and none of the colors were the same, so they were all random like this. It was really cute. They even did a cartoon, I think, on or a movie cartoon or something on, I think it was on Netflix, the Popples, about them, just like they do with most other things. Almost everything has like some kind of cartoon or something to it, but they had a little animated show with the Popples. And I think they were around a long time ago. Kind of like when the Smurfs. You remember those? See? Now you remember. I know, I did the same thing. Don't feel bad. When I first saw these, I was like, those are cute. What are they? And then when Sandra told me they're Popples, I was like, oh, I remember that word. So I looked them up and I was like, oh, I remember those. Those will be so fun to color. I'm going to get them. So here I am with my little Popples. What cute birthday cards they'll make. You could say anything that you can say you're popping on will work out great with these little Popples. So I'm popping in to say hi, or, you know, something to that effect would make them really cute. Now we have to start on the cheeks. So I want the lower part of the cheeks to be a little bit darker than the upper part of the cheeks. So I'm going to start down here. And then this little part right here, I'm going to make that white. So we're just going to leave that kind of uncolored for right now. I mean, we are going to do pink on the ear though. So, but yeah, look at how cute it is already. And we haven't even put any of the accent stuff on it. So it's going to get even cuter. R01. I chose to go all the way to R01 instead of R20 because I wanted you to really be able to see the difference between the colors. So this is really, really light. And it still blends super nice with the R21, but it keeps the color really, really light. And you guys know I'm trying to keep them light. So we could make them fuzzy too if we wanted, because they are stuffed animals. But I thought tonight I would just make them smooth. But you can make them fuzzy as well. And we could do the other one fuzzy if you wanted, but this is my last color, so I'm filling in that color all over. And this color has a little bit of a peachy tone to it. So that's why I'm kind of going over all of it just a little bit so you can see the peachy tone come through. I want to soften that line. And now we'll do the little cheeks. So you can definitely see it's much lighter than the other part. So now we're going to work that little transition spot between the last color and this color. Just soften that up. But we're not going to go over the part that's way up here because we really want to keep that even lighter than the rest of it. So the cheeks look different. See how bright and cheery the little cheeks look? And they're still the same pink colors I used on the rest of it, but because of the way that I use them, they kind of makes them stand out a little bit more. Okay, so the colors I chose for, tail. The colors I chose for the other part of the pink almost have a peachy pink in them as well. So I chose RV34, RV42, and RV32. This is one of my favorite little mauve type combination colors. And you'll see when I start with this one, it'll be really dark and it'll look pink. But, I mean really dark compared to the rest of the stuff I colored tonight, but not really, really dark. But it'll look a little bit on the pinky purpley side, which is why we're adding the RV42. Because the 42 will change it back to like a salmon color. And that's the color I really want it to be. There we go. And we should probably do the tail at the same time because I want it to be the same color as that ear. And then why not? We'll just do the tongue too. You might as well, right? Hey, Cheryl. It's okay. We're all still trying to get used to the time, the change of the time of the live. Okay, this is the RV42, and you'll see it goes back to that like peachy tone versus the pink. But we don't want it to be too light, so we're going to come back in with the pink tone again with the RV32. And that should make the color just perfect. Now for the tongue, I might just leave it this color and not add that other color. But for the ear and the tail, we are definitely going to add that on there. Cheryl, do you remember? I started at 8. Do you remember the Popples? Do you remember Popples? They were around a long time ago. So now we're going back and forth with this just to get this color in there and cover any white area we have. And that's what we wanted, was that ear to be a little bit darker than the rest of the little popple. Hey, Mom. That's okay. See, Cheryl, you're not the only one. Mom just popped in too. There we go. And we got the little tail. And then since I decided at the last minute that I was going to do this little part of the face right here in white, I need to pull the C3-1 and Colorless blender. No, not really. They were those bears that they had like a little pocket on the back of them, and you could flip their body inside their little pocket and carry them around with just their little face sticking out. They were around a long time ago, but they're really cute. And I just thought it would be fun tonight for us to be able to just do some casual coloring in any color that we want. So this is really hard for me, you guys, for reals, because I so want to go back in and add a whole bunch of more darker colors. And I have to resist the temptation. For some reason, I'm just way more into the dark, vibrant colors than I am the pastel, but I'm doing the best I can. Oh, you remember them now. See, everybody does when you explain what they did, but I had the same problem, Cheryl. I didn't know what they were at first either, but it came back to me. There we go. So now we have that little front part of his face in white. And then I noticed that I didn't do the last color of pink, which was R01, on this little nose, and I need it on there. So there we go. Now, isn't that just the cutest little stinking thing right there? I need to draw in the pupils, and I want this little one kind of looking up a little bit. So I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to put this one right here. Notice I started smaller on this side and then made it bigger as I went, because if I try to guesstimate the exact same size, I'll mess it up. So I always do this one first, and when I'm happy with it, I start this one small and then build it to match the other one. It's just a little trick I do to make it a little bit easier. I'm gonna wait on the white gel pen because I haven't decided if we're gonna use sparkle or white gel or whatever, and we want it to dry a little, so we'll work on this one. And this one is gonna be a blue one, so this one's gonna be a little bit more, I don't know, I hate to say boy because it's gonna have pink hair, but this will be pink and this will be blue, just for the fun of it. So isn't that just so cute? I know, it just makes me so happy. That little orange hair is just adorable. Okay, so this one, we're gonna start with the yellow. We're gonna use the same colors we used in this one on this one, and it's gonna look totally different. So the Y08, and we're still gonna do the belly and one of the ears, and a little bit of the face too. So we're going to use the yellow quite a bit in this one. I'm going to move these over here because that will drive me crazy. And I'm going to flip this around so I can work on this little ear right here. And then we're going to do his hair in the pink color, the really light pink color like the body. So we don't want to get any yellow in the hair. So I'm just going to get that wall built so I don't mess that up. There we go. I know they're so adorable and so much fun. So this one, of course, is going to have different color ears as well. But this little part on the face, I'm going to do this part in the yellow. So just adding a little to the bottom part right there. And then I'm going to add a bit of the yellow to this one. So I'm going to start like just with this yellow around the edge. And I have a reason. I'm going to do some different color inside the cheeks. So we're just going to put this around the outside for now. And then we're going to leave it alone and we'll come back to it later. So here we go with the belly. Do that one just a little bit more fuzzy. Just a little bit more brush strokes than we did the other one. Just for the fun of it. Why not? I'm so excited you guys come and hang out with me. I can't wait to show you what I have in store for you guys. So we're just building this again, this little area here, where the tail will be half one color and half another color. It looks funny already. All right, next we got, it's so hard for me not to show you guys all stuff early. And Dale too, he's like, do you want to show someone this? I have products sitting right there that you guys have never seen. It's going to be in the shop and it's so hard. So hard. So definitely make sure you're following and staying in touch so you can be one of the first people to see it. Also, by the way, I still have 2 stamp sets to give away, so...
We can at least show that.
No. I might use it, though, but it's... I might use one on the card, and they'll see it then. She said, then show us. If you can't wait, then show us. I can't spoil it all now. And then you guys will be like, when are you going to give it to? When can we get it? When can we get it? But I do have 2 stamp sets that were released with another company a while back that I need to give away. So I could show you what I have and we could do a drawing and then you guys I could let you pick which one you want. Whoever wins. Do you guys want to do that? Do you want to do a giveaway tonight? I can show you both of them now if you want to see them. And then you can tell me if you want to be in the drawing. I think it'll be fun. We should do a drawing. We didn't do one last week. We should do one now. That's what I think. So there's our yellow so far. I know. Thank you, Beth. I can't wait to open this up. I'm so excited. We've been working so hard on some cool stuff for you guys. Things that, you know, we can make in-house versus ordering them overseas or whatever, just so you guys won't, you know. So these are the 2 stamp sets that I have. I have this one, which is like a moose and a reindeer. It has some Christmas lights and ornaments and a little baby tree. So this moose was a big hit. Everybody loved that moose and the reindeer. So there's that stamp set. Or I also have this one. Has some aliens in a spaceship and a couple of other little aliens here. So if you just make the comment that you want to win, and I'll put your name. Do you have that one, Cheryl? Just make the comment, I want to win, and I'll pull everybody's name that says I want to win, and we'll draw from there. And there's not that many people on tonight, so you guys might get lucky. You might get what you want. Now we're going to move on to Y04. Aliens, they're cute. Which one do you have, Cheryl? The aliens or the deer, the moose? And Beth wants to win aliens. Okay, sweet. This is Y04. You might get lucky. There's not very many. I want to win the space one. And Beth Coles wants to win too. That's awesome. Maybe we'll just give them both away tonight. And whoever's name gets drawn first gets to pick, and that other person gets the other one. Yeah, and then we'll have them given away. So this is my Y04, and we still have the fluorescent marker, and we want the rest of this to be really bright. So yes, that alien one was out for a while. It was called Aliens Exist. It's an older one. The FYG1. This is the fluorescent one. It's going to make my yellows much, much brighter. And it looks just natural when it's wet, but when it dries, it gets much brighter. I said space. The alien space. I know what you mean. I almost colored it tonight, but then I was like, nah. I really want to do these cute little popples. So I did them instead. There we go. So I don't know if you can tell as it's drying, it's getting much brighter. I thought I had all yours, but I don't have aliens. Wow. I know, I thought you had all of mine too, but we keep popping up some you haven't seen yet. I'm not sure how that happened. Okay, so for the hair, I'm going to make the hair pink, but I'm going to leave off the R24, and I'm just going to use the 22, 21, and the R01, Area 51. Yeah, I really love aliens. I can't tell you how much I love the little alien images and stuff. Okay. So for this hair, I want the edges, the bottom of the hair, to be this brighter color. So I'm going to color it a little different than I normally do. So normally I would just do the shadow area in this color, but I'm going to do all of the tips of the hair in this darkest color. And then as we go inside the hair, we'll get lighter in the center. I just want his tips to be pink. Same here. You like aliens too? I just love the aliens. I really did think Cheryl had all our stuff. It surprises me that I've popped up with a few things she doesn't have. But they'll be all new. There'll be some of the stamps, like the ones that I've been giving away and stuff, that could potentially show up in the store, but there will definitely be new ones coming. Oh, we should do, oh, you can't see the bottoms of his feet, but I think I'm going to do the pom-pom on the bottom of the tail with this color too. Just want to make sure there's a little bit more in there than that color. Is this one your coloring Sassy Club? It is Sassy Club, yes. It is. As you can tell, I have an addiction to Sassy Club, and I pretty much own everything. Well, I wouldn't say everything. I have a long wish list with them. But most of the current stuff I have, and I have a lot of stuff on my wish list. And I am a collector of Sassy Club for sure. And so if you ever want anything colored on Sassy Club, all you have to do is ask, because I probably have it. I think we're going to do probably maybe next week or the week after, we're going to do Sesame Street week, where we're going to do Big Bird and all them. You want to be in that club? You do it to me with your stuff. Yeah, I do it like you do with my stuff. Just buy it all. I want it all. I know. Yep. Exactly. That is exactly what I do. I want it all. I do want to, now that I'm kind of already all the way into this image, I do want to do the nose in red again, but I want to use the R24. So I'm going to keep going with this one, and then we'll go back and do the little nose. Yeah, when I have a huge weakness for something, I own a lot of them. So Roberto Rascals is that way. I own a lot of his stuff from CC Designs. I just love this stuff. And if I love it, I have it, because I color every day. So I don't just color my own stuff. I color other people's stuff too and make cards out of them. Everything that I color, I make a card out of. So I definitely have a ton of cards at my house. I probably have somewhere around 250 to 400 cards on hand all the time. When it starts getting to be about 350 or more, then I start trying to find ways to donate, or, you know, sometimes I offer them for sale, not very often, but you could get them from me if you wanted, but I just don't really advertise selling my cards, but I do sell them sometimes. Go ahead and work on this tongue too. R21. And just in case you wanted to know, even when we open the shop, we will still be coloring. I will still be coloring images from other companies and my company. So it won't be like you'll only see stuff from me. You'll still see stuff for the other companies who have people that work for them that are really nice to me, and then, or are really good people. I will continue to support them. For Valentine's Day, my husband got the biggest mailbox they make, so I need to be in this club. Oh, nice. Yes. Yes, yes. You should, because they have, oh my gosh. They did a sneak peek the other day for what's coming up with the Sassy Club. Oh my goodness. You guys, seriously. If you like cartoons and animated stuff, she posted a picture of a pineapple under the sea. I'm pretty sure you know what's coming. We just don't know what it exactly is. But I can't wait because my kids love that, even now as adults. Okay, we're going to add a bit of orange in here now. I color some for my scrapbooks for my grandkids, not just for cards. Yes. And my grandson comes over and colors them. He just picks whatever he wants stamped. I stamp it and he colors. And then he makes cards out of it for his mom or Brett or his dad or whoever. Okay, so orange is going to be the other heart and cheeks and this part of the tail. I'm so excited about the new release. I know, right? Me too, because even though you get super excited about the sneak peek you saw, then she always throws something right in at the end where you're like, I have to have that too. Yeah. So I just saw her. I went to, they had a, what did they call it? Just Crop and Shop place here in a town really close to where I live, like Grapevine. Not that you guys would know where that is based on the fact that you don't live here, but it's not that far from my house, and she was there, so I went and saw her, and of course I bought more. So while I was there, because I couldn't help myself, I want just a teeny bit of this in the cheeks. I want to blend it out with the lighter colors. So that's why I just put a tiny bit. Same with your grandkids. You're always printing your images for them and stamping them. Yes, exactly. So I got one that my grandson will absolutely love. And if you haven't seen that she has this stamp set, I'm going to show you. If you haven't seen this, look at that. My grandson is going to go nuts when he comes over and sees that I have that stamp set. He's going to be so excited to color that. YR16. And because summer's coming, I'm going to get to have them a little bit more often, and I'm so excited. I missed the tail when I was doing this. Yeah, because I was talking. But yeah, if you really like her stuff, you can join her group. She has a group like Fans of Ledoux Designs, but hers is the Sassy Club. And that's where she does the sneak peeks. Or Instagram, you can see them on Instagram as well. And you can see them there. And then she posts the sneak peeks and before the release. And then you're stalking your phone when she releases it to make sure you don't miss out. And right now is the time if you like dyes, because right now, whatever dyes she has, that's going to be it for a little while because of the tariffs and stuff. So make sure if you go out there and you want the dyes that you get them when you get the stamps. That I'm just throwing that out there. I fussy cut mine, and I'm okay with that. I also have a brother scan and cut, so I don't necessarily have to have the dyes, but some of them I just prefer, because when I'm live with you guys, that way you don't have to sit here and watch me fussy cut. We have that one more color that looks a little bit on the yellow side, so I am saving a little bit of space for that one. I'm going to do the same thing with these cheeks. I'm going to try to soften that up just a little bit. These cheeks are cute. You see that yellow on the outside of them makes them just unique. I like that. I'm glad we did that. They look like bubbles. Yes, you can earn loyalty points. I don't look old enough to be a grandma, for real, being serious. Yeah, I'm definitely old enough. And my grandson is 7. I might not look like it, and you can thank my mom for that if she's still on here, because my mom still looks really young too. So I get it from her. But yeah, I'm absolutely old enough. I did not have my daughter when I was like 18 or anything. I had her when I was 24. So, and she had hers at the same age. So if you calculate, you can probably figure out how old I am. And I have a birthday coming up in June. So that is why we were thinking we would open the shop in June, because it would be like a great big birthday celebration for me, because I've been wanting this for so long. And it is also Dale's birthday in June. So it's kind of a big celebration for us here in our house. You wish she had digital images, but she doesn't. No, she doesn't. But I can mention it if you'd like. I will, Cheryl. I will have some FYI. Because I know it's easier for you. And sometimes when you follow me for as long as Cheryl has followed me, you just have to do stuff for them too. Okay, YG25. I'm going to make the eyes green. It's the only part on this little guy that's going to be green. And the body's going to be blue, so the eyes are going to be green. So I'm just going to put a bit of this green, kind of the same way I did the other side, the other ones. Just dark on the top. I could have put it dark on the bottom. It doesn't matter, whichever way you want to do that. Yes. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a celebration month for sure. YG03 is the other color that I chose. And this one is still a little bit on the dark side, so I've chosen a lighter one for the last color of the eyes. I wanted these to be really bright green eyes, not like dark green eyes, because everything else is bright on these cute little guys. So I chose YG21 for the last color, and we'll put the black in a few minutes. We may put it in before we do the blue, just so this stuff can dry, so we can work on the white gel pen or the glittery pen or whatever we decide to do. Sometimes I don't decide that way early enough, so I still haven't decided. So nice, Sandy. I follow you because you have become a good friend to me, and I love your images. Yay! Well, it's going to definitely stay with my my images, my style, my design kind of thing. So if you've liked what you've seen before, you'll like it. Okay. Now we're going to do those same blue colors that we did on this ear, but I'm going to add one more darker color for the shadow areas. Yes, Teller Digitals would be great for people from Canada. I will definitely let her know. So I'm going to add B34 to the mix just for my shadow colors, and then we're going to go to those same colors we used on this one. So I'm going to put that shadow up underneath these, this hair right here that's over the forehead. And I'm going to do that in a couple of places, but we're going to be real careful not to get that blue in the eyes of our little Popple. They should come out with Popples again. I think it's a really neat idea. We're definitely going to do the inside of his mouth in this dark color. I know it sounds crazy, but I always make the inside of the mouth the darkest color I use for the skin. And since this one just has fur, that's why I make the inside, that's why I'm making the inside blue. Because he'll be blue and his mouth should always be darker. So no light in there, you know. unless you're a glowworm. But, I mean, we're working super fast. We're doing the best we can to get all of this stuff set up fast. But it just takes a bit. Okay, we're going to go up underneath here. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just underneath this yellow part, like it's a tuft of fur, like hanging out on his belly. And then a little bit over the foot right there. And then, of course, we'll have to do the bottom of the foot. I just like to do that. That's just a kind of me thing. I'm interested in digital imaging for a lack of space. I've been using Stampin' Up since the early 90s. So I have quite a storage problem. Oh, Beth, I'm so with you. I understand that completely.
Ask if anybody has cutting machines and would a SVG cut file be?
So Dale wants to know if any of you have like a Brother Scan and Cut or a Cricut or something that you cut your digital images on. Does anybody have one of those? Like, if you bought the digital image, would you want an SVG file to cut out what you printed? Because we've been contemplating whether we should do that or not. So, inquiring minds would love to know. Beth Rice has a Cricut. So would an SVG file to cut out your image be helpful? I mean, I know you can reshape your digital images, but you can also reshape the SVG file to whatever size you shaped your images to. And then that way you can cut them out regardless of what size you make them. Beth said, yes, that would be a nice option. And Cheryl said, yes, I would. I have all of the machines. She would like it too. So yeah, it's a good idea, honey. Perfect. That was our thought. That's what we were thinking we would do. We just wanted to know if it was something that people were interested in. So I'm glad you guys are here to answer those questions for us. And Cheryl said she uses them all the time. Beth says, yes, the more intricate images. I also like fussy cutting. It's peaceful to me. Me too. Me too. I like fussy cutting too. You would love to have a file for your Cricut. Hey, Sandra. This SVG is the way to go. Yes, and we know how to make the SVG files, so that is not a problem. But I will tell you that last night I cut this many images. Fussy cut this many images last night. They look amazing. You like them? Yay! We were just talking about you, Sandra. Cheryl Taylor, who's on here, she is from Canada. And she said she loves your images and wishes some of them would be in digital form so she could have them too. So just a thought to throw out there that I told her I would mention to you. Just a thought. I did fussy cut that many, yes. While I was watching TV last night, I fussy cut. Popping in and out because the boys keep me busy. Yeah, I bet. So many people ask you for that. I know. And even now with the tariffs, more people that live outside the U.S., they just don't want to buy if they have to pay that kind of shipping and stuff. So, I just thought I'd throw it out there because these are so cute and I think they would really like them. And we're having so much fun coloring them. You can color them so many different colors. They're just so fun. They look so happy and they make me happy. She'll consider it. See, there we go. I was telling them I just went and saw you at the Just Crop and it was fun.
What's the pink you use, Sandy?
What, baby?
She asked what the pink that you use.
The pink that I used 2 different pinks. So on the body, I used R22. Well, I used R24 a little bit, and then I used R22, R21, but I used R01 with it. That was the kicker that changed the pink tone. It kills me not to buy, but it's the cost. And I got to chat and hang out and even got to see the famous Dale. Yes, you did. And then for the ear, I used RV 34, 42, and RV 32. So kind of 2 different sets. And then this one is just R22, 21, and R01. I like that pink combo too. It's different. Most people just go with the R22, 21, and then they just go to 20 naturally, but I wanted it to be a little bit lighter and a little bit on the more of a peach side, so it matched better with that ear. And so I chose 01 because that kind of moves a little bit more to a peachy pink, like a salmon pink. So that is why I chose those colors. And then when I finish, I'm going to show you guys what I was looking at to come up with all of these colors to use. What drove my inspiration? Okay, now the next one is, the last one is B41. You hate this the show expense. Yes, I hate the expense on shipping it. Me too. I think a small order to Canada is like $17 right now. Holy cow. That's crazy. I'm going to go back in with my 45 real quick, and I want to put just a little bit right here. I missed that when we were doing it, and I want it on there, so. Excuse me. And then, of course, if we go with the darkest, then we have to come in with the 52 and soften that up. And then we can finish with the 41 that we were using. But before we should do that, we should do the eyeballs. We said we were going to do that so we can do the white gel pen. Okay, so this little guy, I kind of want them sort of looking at each other a little bit. So this one is going to be over here. He's going to be kind of looking at his little friend right here. Remember I said I always start a little bit smaller. I went a little too big on that one. Just so I have enough space in case I overdo, which I just did on that one. And then I can just make the other one a little bit bigger so their eyeballs match. You love how my nails match the vibe? Glitter! Yeah, they do kind of match the vibe now that you mention that. This is my favorite nail polish. But I'm changing it tomorrow, so they'll be different on Thursday. This is B41, just softening all of that together. This is so stinking cute. I know, and it's so fun to color too. I love how the cheeks came out. I wanted them to have a yellow tone around them, which is why I started with the yellow and then finished with the orange. But I like how it came out. I mean, sometimes I just pick an idea and go with it. I'm never really sure how it's going to come out. But I've been coloring for a long time, so I feel confident I'll get it to what I want it to be when I get there. I love the glitter too. My nails always have glitter on them. Unless I have an event that I'm going to that I can't wear glitter. It's like $50 for one stamp set and shipping crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Do I know what I'm coloring on Thursday? I don't. Do you have a suggestion? Of something you would like to see? Because I'm more than happy to comply. I have not planned that. I want to start planning them ahead of time so I can tell you guys what I'm coloring so you can be ready, and that is coming. But because we're working so hard, like today I worked all day on this project. I had to get done because it has to be submitted so we can have it for release. And I did finish it, but I didn't get it submitted yet. I'll have to do that tomorrow. But I'm just so busy trying to get everything ready for the shop to open that I just, like, I literally decided these Popples like 15 minutes before the live. That's why I'd love to have the store carry my products. Yeah. Exactly. I don't even know what store's there. I wouldn't even know if they had or not. But then they probably don't want to because now they got to pay big tariffs. There we go. Look at how cute they are. They're going to be even cuter when I take them off that blue background, I think. Okay, now we have them all done, and now we get to glitter them up, which I'm excited about. Probably more excited about it than I really should be. Okay, so I have my white gel pen. This is my favorite white gel pen, by the way. This is the Deco Gel Milky Way. As you can see, it's used all the way up to here. It started down here. It's a Karin, K-A-R-I-N. That's where you can get it. And you can purchase refills, so don't throw it away. When you purchase the refill, you just replace it inside your marker or inside your pen. But this is my favorite white gel pen. I've used that much and it still works. I love Karin too. This one is the Jelly Roll, like the Just Clear Sparkle. So as you can see, it sparkles, but whatever color you color it on, it just makes that color sparkly. It's the only Jelly Roll that I still use. Everything else is Karin, but I still use this Jelly Roll because I can make anything I want be that color. Uh-oh, what was that? I just got some of these because you said it was your favorite. My paper from Canada, I got a refund. So devastated. Aww. That's so sad. What kind of paper do you use? Okay, I wanted to do like the little hands and maybe the little tail. The little hands that have a little bit of color in them. Those, you can't see those, but I want to put a little bit on the tail. I'm just going to put it on the skin color part, not the tip of the tail, just this part right here. And so you can see it gives it like a shine, but you can still see the same color underneath it, which I think is pretty cool. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. But this time I'm going to put it on the yellow part, just so you can see how the different colors show up with this glitter over it. And I think some people use like Wink Stella. I used to call it a Stinkawella just because, I don't know, it just came out that way once. But nothing against it. I like it. Some people use it. But for me, I feel like it's a much more vibrant color of glitter, and I don't want that much glitter on mine. Plus, mine ran out, and I never bought a new one. So, you know, there's that. And maybe I'll put just, no, I'm going to wait. I was going to put a little more. So, just on their tails and their little hands, and then we're going to put the white gel pen on them as well. So we definitely need it on their noses, like on the little tips of their noses. And then this can dry while we're putting the card together. Then I definitely want it in their eyes. And they're just going to look so cute. I'm going to put a little bit on their ears. And then this one, since it doesn't have any ears, he's going to have his over the little hearts. I mean, he has hearts, but we're going to do just a little bit right here. Can't see it as well on the yellow, but it's okay. And then I'm going to put a couple of little dots on the cheek. Like that on both sides. Just so we get a little bit of cuteness going on here. And now look at how cute they are. Vicky Boot and Boot. I've heard that name before. Makes those noses pop. I agree. I'm going to hold it up close so you guys can see all the little white gel pen. Look at those cute little cheeks. They're so cute. All right. We're going to take them off our little sticky pad. They come off of this sticky pad pretty easy. I don't really have a lot of... Oh.
That's my purple nebula.
Thank you. I love it. Yeah, that's amazing. All right. Then I just put this cover right back on. Doo, doo, doo. And then we can use it next time. We use it over and over and over. It's a Dollar Tree thing. I got it for $1. Super easy. Now, you want to see... Let's zoom out just a little bit. And now I'm going to show you, I went online and I printed out what do the Popples look like. So this is what I got. All these different color Popples. Evidently they even have names. These are the ones that we did tonight. That's that one. And my printer's running out of ink, so they don't match perfectly, but... And that's that one. So those are the one. That's how I chose my colors. I used them for these. Look at that. I wanted to color them right. So this is Pancake Popple and this is PC Popple. And how cute are they? So I pulled this paper out because, you know, how perfect is that? They look spot on. I do my best. I try. I do sometimes look stuff up, but I couldn't remember exactly what color the Popples were, so I did go online before, and then I just grabbed colors I wanted and stuck these up here so I could remember which spots I wanted to be what color. And then we colored them. And now we're going to pick the paper for the background paper. So this one has too much teal in it. But I have a feeling there's going to be a perfect one. Like this might be a good one. A little bit more teal than I wanted instead of blue. Too pink. This one might be okay. And this one might be okay. Let's see what else we got. Not the ones with purple in them because we didn't use any purple, but that is cute. Or that one. That's that one. It's the same one. I love this paper pad, by the way. I mean, look at how pretty these are. Oh, this one's kind of good right here. I'm trying to see if there's one with a little bit more blue rather than teal blue, but I don't think there is. Ooh, although this one is really cute. So we have that one. Or this one. I like this one. It may end up being that one, but let's check out what they would look like on this one.
I like it on that one.
You like them on that one? It kind of looks like clouds. I think you're right. It looks really good. This is the other one. I think it has too much orange.
The darker color kind of washes them out.
Yeah, I think this one too. I think you're right. So we're going to go with Dale's Choice. And we're going to use that paper. So, by the way, if you ever have a paper pad like this is pink and Maine. Look at how it's fallen apart once I started to, like, take it out. You think my color's more spot on than what printed out? Okay, yeah, okay, they all like the one you picked. So what I do is Avery L has these extra large envelopes, and they usually go up to about here, and I just cut them off. And then I stick my paper pad in here when it starts falling apart so that I can keep it all together, and it works perfectly. Just a little hint if you're looking for some kind of way to store your paper pads. That's what I use. They stay in their plastic when they've never been used, and once they've been used and start falling apart, they go in one of those. So, I have an orange. That might be too much. Not purple. Now we're pulling the background paper so we can put the card together.
Pale blue.
Huh?
Pale blue.
Yeah, I know I need pale blue, but I was looking for maybe one more color that I might put with it. So I have this kind of a pale blue, which looks really good with that. And maybe that Vicky is only 2 hours from me, and I've never heard of her. The paper pad plastic does fall apart. Yes, the paper pads do fall apart. That's a great idea. Yeah, I got tired of trying to figure out where my stinking papers were, and then I kept putting them back inside the wrong ones, and it was frustrating. And so I was like, you know what? I don't buy very many. Maybe I'll use those 2 blues. That would look good. I said maybe I'll find a way to do this, because I have all these I bought online that I thought I would use, and they've just been sitting here, so they would be perfect for my paper. And ever since I started doing that, I am so much happier, just saying. So, and people always like tips. That's how I store mine. All right, so this is going to be my card base, and we're going to cut our cardstock an 1/8 of an inch smaller than this card base. 5.5. So that, I think I did that right. Yeah, so we have a real small border around the edge, just teeny tiny. And then we're going to cut this one to go on top of that so we can put our little popples on there. And I need to decide which part of this paper I want to cut. I think I want to use this side right here. Yeah. It'll cover up the purple and it'll be perfect. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So now I'm gonna cut it 1/8 of an inch smaller than I just cut it.
Is it a CN trimmer?
This trimmer, yes. This is a Creative Memories trimmer, yes. Both of my trimmers are Creative Memories. They're my favorites. They're my favorite trimmer, by the way. Not because I've tried a bunch of other, and I do like other ones, but these seem to be work really well. I had my other Creative Memories one, so this is it's pretty good size. It comes out like this, all the way up to 10.5 inches. So you can do a lot. Your scissors, if they're Creative Memories, fit right there. And then the other one I use for the larger stuff is this one. But the cool part about this one is when you lift it up, you can take this piece right here out, the part that cuts on, and you can flip it over and flip it this way. So you can change it 4 times before you have to replace it, which for me saves me a lot because I replace them all the time. And you can score, you can cut. This is the cutting blade. This is the cutting blade, and this is the scoring blade. So you cut and score on the same pad. You just change your little blade. So I've really enjoyed this. You just got the larger one at the crop over the weekend, but I'm wondering if I need the smaller one. I like them both because I don't like getting the great big one out all the time. So I use the little one most of the time.
And I enjoy using your larger one for my cosplay.
And Dale enjoys using my larger one for the cosplay. So if I can't find it, I have to go look at his stuff to see if I can find it. Okay. I think I want this to go this way. Maybe this way. So I cut it a little bit smaller, but I think I only cut it 1/8 of an inch smaller, but I think I'm going to cut it the other one. I really like the smaller one, but it's kind of up to you. I really like the smaller one. I use it more than I use the other one.
Yeah, I steal a lot of her craft supplies when I'm doing my cosplays.
Yes, I know. It gets frustrating. Only a few times have I told him he has to buy his own. Like, he had to buy his own heat gun and his own glue gun because they drove me crazy that I could never find it when I wanted it.
Though you did give me the crocodile.
I did.
Because I use that all the time.
And then I took it back.
And you stole it back.
Yeah, he is not denying it ever. He'll tell you 100%, yep, I took it. Yeah, he sure will. Okay, I don't know what kind of sentiment I want to put on this, but let's look at what's in the pack. So remember, anybody who's popping on, if you want to win one of the stamp sets up for grab, you have to say, I want to win. Okay, we have You're This Old. We have Popping By to Say Hi. What's Popping? You're a Ball of Fun. That's funny. Okay. Which one do I want to use? I have...
You should use my happy birthday stamp that I made for you a while ago.
I don't have any more. I used them all. I also have this happy birthday that I could use. I mean, it's just already cut out that I was going to use for something else and then didn't. Yeah, that'd be good because it's a big sentiment. I think it's perfect. Happy birthday. What's poppin'? That's it. Yep.
You should do Poppin' Like It's Hot.
Right? You're This Old. Popping by to say hi. I love them. So there is the What's Poppin'. It's so small. I feel like we need a bigger one. So I'm going to use that one. And I'm also going to use the excess paper and just put a little border around it since we have a few minutes here that we can do that. And then I can pop it up. Yeah, we craft together a lot. Every day. All right. I don't know why my glue is acting a fool today. Probably because I haven't used it in a while. I need to clean the tip. Yeah. Well, I can't seem to... Oh, there it is. See that little clogged piece right there? That is what is preventing it from coming out. Yeah, we do. We craft together a lot. And when we're not crafting, I'm crafting and he's watching TV. When he's not crafting. He takes more breaks than I do. I'm a die-hard crafter. I craft almost up until we go to bed. And sometimes then he's like, I'm going to bed. I'm like, all right, I'll stop. Sweet. Okay. Now don't laugh at me. I am going to hand cut this. I know that freaks some people out. But one of these days, I'll see the famous craft room in person. Oh, I would love for you to. It's actually 2 rooms. It's the formal dining room and the formal living room. And as funny as it is, the formal dining room is smaller than the formal living room, but the formal dining room is my craft room. The formal living room is Dale's craft room. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
Well, I need it for all the toys.
Well, the cosplay stuff is much bigger than...
And all the equipment that I have.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now, for this, we're going to need like some little bling. So, yeah, okay. All right, let me start gluing this together, and then I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of what's coming. I'll give you a sneak peek of what's coming in the shop that you guys don't want to miss out on. Because I'm going to use it on this card. I purchased pink tools, thinking my husband wouldn't use a pink hammer. Guess again, right? I mean, they just want the tool. They don't really care what color it is, or, you know, if my stuff is, yeah, that doesn't help. Pink, it doesn't matter. I had to end up with a ton of scissors, so when he steals my scissors, I don't have to look for them. I still have multiples hanging out over here, and I even have some that he doesn't know about that aren't even out of the package, and they're in the drawer over there, so when they really are missing, I can still have another pair. Because scissors is something, oh, if I can't find my scissors, I really go nuts.
Always keep surprising me with desk organizing.
Yes, you do. You do. You do. He does make desk organizers for me. He does make stuff for me, so I can't complain. All right, there we go. That's eyeballing it. I'm an eyeballer. I eyeball everything. This is going to be so adorable. Look at that. Even the paper is perfect. Here's our little popping guys. And I was going to pop up the sentiment, but I think I'm going to pop up the little guys instead. Because that is so cute. I want at least one of them popped up. Okay, so we're going to put this happy birthday sentiment. And I'm not going to pop it up. Notice I'm using a piece of paper that's all jacked. But as long as you can't see it, it doesn't matter. We're going to put it right here. I really wanted to just do this as, oh, I'm popping by, or hey, you know, what's popping? But it's so perfect for birthday. I just gotta have it for birthday. All right, this one is going to be popped up. And I even have a pair of scissors for sticky stuff. So I don't even use the same scissors. Because nothing's worse than using sticky scissors on something you didn't want to be sticky. Because that can be a problem. All right. Oop, I think we got a little bit too far on that one. We're going to have to cut that off because I don't want that showing. There we go. I'll just cut this in half. So that we can do this. I am really a big, like, I like a lot of stuff. I like a lot of sticky stuff on mine. Hence why I own this huge roll of stuff. Look. Because I like there to be a lot of that. All right. Once I put this one on, I'm going to decide if I really want to pop up the other one. I'm not sure yet. But then we're going to finish it off with some bling, and then I will show you the stamp sets that we're giving away again, and if you want to specifically say which one you want, you can, but whoever's name gets drawn first gets to pick. But I'll know if you've already commented which one you want. All right, here we go. Now for my mom, she's just going to have to go with something else. Because if I draw her name, she has to get something else. Because she owns every one of my stamp sets so far. Look at how cute that is. Holy cow. I think this one doesn't need to be popped up. We just need one popped up. Like first my glue won't come out and now it's like bubbling out. What is up with that? It is my favorite glue though, so. There we go. I'll just press them down with my little press pop here. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Okay, this is a brand new one that Dale just made for me, for the shop actually, but this is my set, and we are going to use it on this card. But what these are is dots, like resin dots, like you would get on, you know how you buy them and the enamel dots, and they come on a piece of paper and you have to peel them off for the sticky part or whatever. We are not going to have sticky on ours. You can just glue them down. And there will be different colors. This one is, what is this one, honey? Blue
opal.
What?
Blue opal.
Blue opal. This one is blue opal. They are handmade in-house. All of it is in-house, so we didn't,
To the camera.
we don't have to, huh?
Bring that one up to the camera so they can
I know, hold on, there's one stuck to the back. They're not ordered from China. They are not made from China. They are made at our house. So there will be no shipping problem or anything. We will be able to make them, sell them, and all will be good. So we were worried. So Dale figured out how to make them so that we wouldn't have to worry about shipping or anything. I used a set the other night on my card. I'd show it to you, but I gave it to Sandra when I saw her. If I didn't have glue on my finger, it would have stayed there. I gave it to Sandra. It was on the card she had, but I made sure that they stayed stuck very good, so that everything is working correctly, because you know we have to test everything before we sell it. Because we don't like having something that doesn't work properly. We want everything to be good. There are 3 sizes: the large, the medium, and then there's the little ones. So what is that? 6 millimeter, 5 millimeter, and 3 millimeter, I think, are the 3 sizes I picked for these dots. There we go. So 3 are on the top. I'll be purchasing them gems. Thanks, Dale. Yes, and there are going to be multiple, you know, like kinds. And the cool thing is even though this looks like a tiny bag, guess how many you get? Should I let him guess, or should I just tell him? 84. You get 84 dots when in each bag.
Yes, Cheryl, they do have glitter in them.
Yes, they do. Because, you know, I like glitter. You know how that is. The glitter ones are my favorite. And we'll put this one over here. And then we'll put a tiny one on there as well. A tiny, tiny one. Doop, doop, doop. And the Barely Art glue, you don't have to worry if it oozes out because it dries clear and invisible. So once it dries, you can't even see it on there anyway.
And that bling tray that you see on camera, that will be a new offering. So
it has the little lips in it so that you can turn over your gems. And then when you're done with them, you can put them back in your bag. There you go. Now you have had a sneak peek. That's how they come. This will be offered as well. And several more things. But for now, that's your sneak peek for tonight. The stamp sets that I'm giving away is one of these two. Either the reindeer and moose or the aliens. You need a pink tray. For sure. This one is the is that shift color shift. So it's blue and pink and green or black, you know, or whatever colors we decide. I don't know that we've decided what colors we're doing yet, but I need a pink tray. Yay! I'm so grateful for you both. I can't wait for this story. Yay! Thanks so much, Beth. We're excited and grateful that you watched too. Any colors? We won't have all the colors, but we'll have the amazing colors. Oh my God, the aliens.
we'll have 4 to 5 colors.
Yeah, the shift one is pretty cool. We'll have 4 to 5 colors. And yeah, these aliens, they've been out a while. They've been out they were out a couple of years ago, but I happen to have this extra set. So if you guys want to win that, just comment, I want to win. I'm going to draw a name right after the live or this one as well. So I'm actually going to draw 2 names. And yeah, you guys can decide from there which the first person's name I draw will get first pick. If you've commented that you want the alien, then you'll get that one, and the other person we draw will get the other one. So I will let you know as soon as the live is over. I really appreciate you guys joining me. I hope you had fun with the Popples tonight. Remember, this is what they look like. You get so many more to color. We didn't even do that one or that one or that one or that one or that one tonight. So we have many, many more Popples to color. So, yes. You can get them in the shop. I'll put the link after the video's over, unless Sandra wants to put the link out there right now. So, yeah, just... I'm excited. I'm excited. Everything is coming. There will be new images. There will be, you know, so much cool stuff. Dale's been working really hard to come up with some cool stuff for you guys. So can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. You made a card last year for Christmas with the deer. That's awesome.
So we'll be offering my usual Ledoux Designs 3D products, and we're coming out with more.
Yep. And it's going to be fun, and we can't wait. So thank you so much for following. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll upload this to YouTube. So if you order those, when they come in, you can watch the replay. And thank you so much. And I will see you guys on Thursday. If anybody wants anything in particular ever, you can definitely just send me a PM and tell me what you'd like to see colored. And I'll make sure it happens. Good night, you guys. Have a great evening. See you Thursday.